Hey everybody, welcome to my garage. This is episode 10 in the series of reflooring the floor in our entire house. In this episode, you'll see the steps I took to prime and paint the new baseboard that I'll be putting up all around the entire house floor once the flooring was completely installed. Enjoy. All right, I'm painting the baseboard right now. I bought it already primed and it's pre-measured and pre-cut to the sizes that I need for certain areas. And these are the longest pieces first. So when I paint it, because it's a little bit thicker, I'm gonna paint the edge first. So this is just the first coat. I'm not real picky about it. It's just to kind of get the primer and all the imperfections covered up here. So I'll do this entire edge and then I'll go back and do the face of the trim. So again, just get it painted to get the first coat on. I'm not real picky about getting it 100% because it will definitely get sanded and get a second coat. And then the key thing to remember with the first coat though is to not have roller edges. Can you get a close up of that? You see the edge where it's thick? You want to make sure it's smooth. So you want to make sure there's no drips, no blotches, no roller edges. And you should try to get as much of the white covered as you could, because then the second coat will be good enough to consider it complete. In between the coats, I took 180 sandpaper that's painted. It's for painting. It's called, what's it called? Fine Finishes, but this purple finish is for sanding painted finishes because I think it doesn't hold the paint as hard. But 180 sandpaper. Give a light sanding just to get off any burrs or any raised paint surfaces. And then after you sand it, I wipe it with a wet rag and dry it off just to get any dust off before I put the second coat on. Just to explain what I did prior to this step, and I'll show this more when I do some of the trim in the rest of the house, but I measured all of the baseboard pieces and I cut them all either on the 45s, inside 45s or outside 45s, depending on the corners, and I dry fit them all when they're primed before they're painted. And then I basically cut the entire room. So this is all the base trim for finishing the bedroom. And once all the pieces are cut, then I will bring them into the basement here and I will paint them. I put on the first coat of paint on top of the primer, let it dry for 24 hours. And then I put on a second coat like I just showed you, after a very light sanding and removal of the dust. I'm talking very light sanding because you don't want to take off any of the paint from the first coat and put on the second coat. Usually put the second coat on a little heavier and a little thicker so that it's a good solid finish on the baseboard. I'll let this dry until tomorrow, like almost another 24 hours, at least 12 hours. And then I'll start moving these pieces up into the bedroom and putting them, dry fitting them in the spots where they were supposed to be. And then I'll start attaching them with the nail gun, and we'll show you that on a different video. But right now I'm done painting, and we'll just let these dry, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and for now the garage is closed.